So right here, we have a search box, and we're already set to catalog. I know this because the box is white. We want to change it to either a title or an author, or you can also use subject if you're just not sure what you might want to read. You have no ideas, maybe you put in a subject and see what comes up and see if you can find something that interests you. But I want to show you this. All locations, this is super important. While we're in this pandemic period and we're trying to move forward so we can get back to more normal services, for the moment, everything's been modified. So we do not have the ability to pull books from other libraries into our library anymore at this point. It will come back, but for a few weeks, it will be limited just to our library. So where it says all locations, you're gonna, first thing you wanna do is click on the little arrow. It calls up all the libraries in our system, and you're gonna obviously choose Macedon Public Library, so you click it. And then it will show up in this box, Macedon Public Library. Then I'm gonna start out today, I'm gonna search for a title. So I'm gonna change this to title, and I'm gonna type in Wuthering Heights. Let's say I want to borrow Wuthering Heights. So I type it in this search box, and then I have to click on this little magnifying glass. And I just wait a second, and all the Wuthering Heights items in our collection in Macedon come up. Not all of them are books. Let's look and see. So the first one on the list is a movie. You can quickly tell because we have this nice little icon. It's a picture of a DVD, and it tells you DVD. This says e-audio. E-audio would be if you wanted to borrow Wuthering Heights to read on a Kindle device or an iPad, maybe even your cell phone. It lets you know Wuthering Heights is available in that collection. However, one thing you want to know is that if you want to borrow Wuthering Heights to read digitally, you'll want to go to another site, the OWWL site, to borrow that. So you won't be able to borrow it through here. That you do on your own separately on OWWL. And this is a book, and I said I wanted to borrow the book. So let's see what happens when I click on the title. When I click on the title, I get some more information. The thing that we're concerned with is it available? And there's a status spot right here where I'm circling with my mouse. It tells me Wuthering Heights is available. So if I wanted to place an order for that, I could go ahead and do so on the order form. I would need to let the staff know the title is Wuthering Heights and the author is Emily Bronte. And then of course the staff would be able to pick up Wuthering Heights and I could borrow it. Let's try something else. Let's try Harry Potter. So I type in Harry Potter. Now I realize that's not the title, but it's part of the title and it will call up lots of things that I want to show you. So here's Harry Potter. Now, right away, I see my first two results are e-audio, which again, if you see the E, that means you're talking about OWWL. So you know it's an option, but you need to go to OWWL to get those items. If you don't want to be bothered, see how lots of them are e-audio? And you don't want to have to wade through all that. You can come over here and it says Exclude Electronic Resources. I'm going to click on the little box and I'm going to give it a few seconds and it's going to weed out all the OWWL stuff. So let's say when I was thinking Harry Potter, I was actually interested in Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. Would I be able to borrow that? Well, without even clicking on the title, I can also quickly see right down here, there is 0 of 1 copy available at Macedon Public Library. So the answer is no, I would not be able to borrow this because it's currently not available. It's out. Somebody else has borrowed it. And then I could scroll through and see other things that are Harry Potter themed. We have a video game, and yes, I could borrow it if I had a Wii. There's 1 of 1 copy available. I see here there's an audio book. Maybe I want to listen to the book. I could do that. 1 of 1 copy is available. There's a movie, and I know because it says DVD with the little DVD picture, and that's available. And here's another audio book. So you're getting the picture, right? You can really tell quickly and easily if something is available right here, and you can tell what format it comes in. So there's all of that. And one final thing I want to point out, there's a lot of Harry Potter stuff available at Macedon Public Library. And down here, it'll tell you there are 3 pages worth. So if I scroll through this page and don't see the particular Harry Potter thing I want, then I would click on page 2. And page 2 comes up, and I could scroll through that and see if the particular Harry Potter thing I want is available. And if not, I could either click on 3 or next. I'll do next this time since I didn't do it last time. And then we get to page 3, and I could, make a decision. Now, unfortunately, remember, even if it tells you, like Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, even if it tells you there are 61 copies available altogether through the system, all that matters right now is if we have it, because we cannot make requests. There are no deliveries for the next few weeks. So keep that in mind. You always want to have it limited just to Macedon Public Library. All right. The next thing I'm going to show you, let's say that you want a book in large print, but you're really not sure what you might like to read. A really easy thing you can do is to go to, this is the format box. You click on the arrow and you scroll down, and let's say you wanted large print. You could choose large print, and you can leave the search box empty, and what's going to happen is pretty neat. It's going to call up all 1,079 different large print books. So this is sort of a way that you could browse a collection at home with a little bit of serendipity if you weren't sure what you wanted, but you knew you needed large print because maybe it's hard for you to see the tiny print at this point. I highly recommend trying this. It's a little cumbersome because it tells you up here there's 108 pages worth, but every time you go in, it will always come up the same way. So maybe the first time you do this, you find a few things on the first, let's say 5 pages, you find enough things you want. And then the next time you come back for more, you start at page 6 through 10 and pick more things. I just think this might help people who need special formatting. The next thing I'm going to show you is something about movies. So let's say you wanted Independence Day because the 4th of July is coming up and it's a movie that is one people often like to watch around the 4th of July. So I type in Independence Day, I put title. We don't want a book, we want a DVD. So I'm going to limit it to DVD and I'm going to click search. So here it is. We actually have the first Independence Day and we have Independence Day Resurgence. Let's say you see that and you decide, wow, I think I'll do a movie fest. They're both in, and I think I'll borrow both and watch them with my teenage children. So you can click on it, and just to make it easier for us to quickly find the orders you're asking for, It would be nice if you could tell us the rating, because if you've been to the library, you know we organize everything by the rating the movie receives. So when you click on the title of the movie and you scroll down, under call number and shelving location, it will give you the rating right there. And plus, as a parent, it could be a nice little feature for you as well, because you can tell really easily what the rating on the movie is. So it just so happens Independence Day is PG-13. So you can make a decision if, with your family values, if PG-13 is going to be appropriate or not appropriate. I'm going to go back and I can do the same thing. I'll show you again. I click on Independence Day Resurgence and it tells me that as well is a PG-13. So when you fill in the form, you'll simply tell us the name of the movie. So in this case, it would be Independence Day Resurgence, and you would tell us the rating, and we would be able to grab that for you fairly quickly. And I think I've actually covered all the most important things there are to cover. If you have any difficulties using the catalog, please do not hesitate to email me and I can try to help you. The email for me is macedonlibrarydirector@owwl.org. Email me your question and I will answer you so you can use the catalog better, because the catalog is going to be very important for the next little while until we get to the point that people can actually come in the library again. And I think that's about it. So I hope that you don't find it too difficult to fill in our form, and I look forward to filling lots of different orders. So thank you. And oh, one last thing. If for some reason you don't have access to a computer and you want to borrow materials, don't hesitate to call the library. That's another option, and we'll look up stuff for you. I mean, there'll be a lot of people asking us for materials, so using the order form, if you have the internet access and a computer to be able to do so, would be extremely helpful to us right now. However, I understand sometimes people live places where internet isn't available, or it's very, very slow, or maybe your computer is on the fritz. If any of these things happen to be the case, don't hesitate to call the library. We're here to help you. Our number is 315-986-5932. So we hope to hear from you soon. Bye.